On and out, scavengers. Pineapple here. Today, as you can see, I'm in the library for yet another installation of my Pineapple Read series. Today we'll be reading The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss. Unfortunately, this was the best version of it I could find. It is not available for borrowing on the Internet Archive like most of the past books I've tried to read. I seriously need to plan these better, but I figured this was a good one to read. So, and my avatar's broken. Just gonna fix that. Okay. Now we're going to get to reading. Now the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars, and the plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. The stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would brag were the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort, who have nothing to do with the plain-belly sort. Whenever they met some when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When the Starbelly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You could only play if your belly had stars, and the plain belly children had none upon theirs. When the Starbelly Sneetches had frankfurter roast, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toast, they never invited the plain belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. That's how they treated them year after year. Then one day it seems, while the plain-belly Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. I've heard of your troubles, I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. Come here to help you. I have what you need. My prices are low and I work at great speed. My work is 100% guaranteed. And quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. You want stars like a star-belly Sneetch, my friends? You can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money, and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside, and the big machine roared. It clunked, it bonked, and it jerked, and it burped, and it bopped them about, but the thing really worked. Sneetches popped out. They had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. They yelled at the ones who had stars from the start. Exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. Now we can go to your Frankfurter parties. Good grief, groaned the ones who had stars at the first. We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know they are found? Which, if, which kind is what, or the other way round? Then came up, then up came McBean with a very sly wink. He said things are not quite as bad as you think, so you don't know who's who, and that's perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? Make you again the best Sneetches on the beaches. All it will cost you is $10 each. Belly stars are no longer in style, said McBean. What you need is a trip to my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches, you have them on Mars. That handy machine, working very precisely, moved all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. Now, you know who is who, now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without. Of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. old Sylvester Monkey McBee invited them into his Star-Off mission. And of course, from then on, as you probably guessed, things really got into a horrible mess. As to that day on those wild screaming beaches, fix it up chappie, he kept fixing up Sneetches, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced round and about again, changing up their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, till neither the plane nor the starbellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. And when every last cent of their money was spent, Fix-It-Up Chappie packed up, and he went. He laughed as he drove his car up the beach. They will never learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say. The Sneetches got really quite smart that day. The day they decided that the Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about stars, and whether they had one or not upon the I quite like that story. Even if, I guess, its morals were taught to me so early on in my years that they flew over my head. As I read it right here. Yeah. Uh, Classism, racism, bigotry too, they don't make much sense to me. Because, well, why would they? Why would I care? What is you? No, no, no. What I want to know is who is you? That has been true. Who are you? Are you a good person? Are you a kind person? So, so, and those are attributes that tell me who you, not what, not how, just who, who, like an owl. All I care about is who is kind, who is nice, who is willing to be humble and wise. I have a poem to recite later, so that I will do. But for now, see you later, my scavengers dear. I'll keep them playing right about here.